So let's talk about one of the tools that you'll have to help with your self-pacing, figuring out where you are and where you need to go. Um, each unit has a roadmap. You will typically find it near the top of the unit. If you are looking at the classwork page on Google Classroom, it will not show up on your to-do because it is not an assignment. It is just a informational material. So this is one way to engage with the sort of the pace and the overall structure of the class. If you click on the roadmap, it will be a Google slide. All of them will look a little bit different because I get bored. And if you open that up, it will show you a overall view of what is going on with the unit as sort of a pathway through. So it is generally going to be a little bit easier to work with the roadmap if you actually view it as a slideshow. So I'm going to do that right now. Makes it bigger, and also it makes the links work a little bit better. So this is the roadmap for Unit 0. You can see it's got a lot of boxes. It's got the names of each of the assignments, or the lessons rather, that we're going to be going through. It's got some arrows to show you where to go. It's got, it is both color coded and has icons to show you what kind of lesson each thing is. So you've got that green check mark for the must do's, the little thumbs up for the should do's, and the star for aspire to do lessons. There will be a paper copy of this in the classroom if it's easier for you to sort of check things off on paper. That'll be with all the other course materials. There's a video on sort of where stuff is in the classroom, and you can always ask me. Because it won't be color coded on paper. BART is not that fancy. Anyway, so think of the roadmap as exactly that, a map through the lesson. The arrows show you sort of how to progress as you finish mastery checks. The types of lessons show you where, if you feel like you need to get back on pace, maybe you skip lesson 0.5 about me, maybe you don't care that much. It will also show you where you have some choices. So for instance, in Unit 0, I am going to ask you to set up a learning journal for you to keep all of your notes together for this class. Some of you might choose to do that in Google Drive. Some of you might choose to do that as a paper learning journal. So you're going to pick whether you do lesson 0.9a or lesson 0.9b. You can do either of them. You don't need to do both. That's why there's a split here, and then they come back together for lesson 0.10, where you're going to fill in that learning journal with some notes on your reading. The other thing about the roadmap is the online version, not the paper version. Again, I don't think anyone's that fancy. But the online version, if you click on the box, it will actually take you to that assignment on Google Classroom. So I clicked on the 0.3, the one we're in, the self-pacing lesson, and clicking on it takes me to the lesson in Google Classroom. If you are looking at this not in the slideshow view, that will still work, but it's a little bit annoying. What'll happen is if you click on the box, it will pop up this link, and you'll just have to click on that instead. All right, so roadmap is there to help you. If you find this the easiest, that's the way that you can walk the way through the unit, or you can walk your way through using the organization in Google Classroom or the Google Classroom to-do list.